Good morning, everyone. I'm Karen Greer with Secure Content Technologies, and I'm really excited to be here today with Keith Mills from Securely. Keith, welcome.
Hey, good morning, Karen. It's always good to see you.
So we've done multiple discussions on Securely's offerings, past multiple different topics. But today, we're really focused more on small districts, charter schools, private schools, and the benefits that Securely can bring to their schools. And so I think I'll just start right out of the gate. For schools who haven't heard of Securely Safety OS, what is it and what makes it different from just a filtering tool?
Oh, well, great question, Karen. Yeah, I'm really excited about our Securely Safety OS. It's our Securely Safety operating system. Okay, and what it is, it unifies our web filtering, which that's where we cut our teeth, was doing web filtering, but it unifies that with our student wellness, campus safety, all into one connected platform. Okay, and so what that will allow, it's going to allow schools to see more what's happening on their campuses, and respond faster and be able to support every student. So what we've done is we've taken the web filtering, classroom management tools, our online wellness monitoring, the student movement solutions, and we put it all under one umbrella. All right. And it actually includes 6 of our main products. And so I'm just real quick, I'll just name these off. It's our filter, which is our cloud-based web filtering solution. It's going to have our Securely Aware, which is our AI-powered student safety monitoring system. It's got Securely Classroom, which is the classroom management tool that allows teachers to manage and monitor student activities when they're using their devices in class. Of course, we've already talked about our Hall Pass, digital Hall Pass, Securely Pass, which includes a visitor and a tardy management system in that. And then we have Securely Flex, which is going to allow schools to manage their remediation, enrichment, and activity periods. And then it also has our MDM, which allows schools to manage their iPads and any Apple devices they may have. But wait, that's not all. I sound like one of those late night sales guys, right? Not only does it include that, but included in our filter, we have our AI chat and AI transparency that goes with this. That is going to allow districts and to have visibility and guardrails needed to keep their students safe when they use AI on campus. Reveal, which is a tool that's designed to provide visibility into how educational technology is being used in your district, and to optimize your budgets when you're setting those up as a district. And also Securely Home, which is an app that parents can use to have visibility and control over their school-issued devices. So I know that's a lot, but all of that is under one umbrella.
Well, and I feel like that is one of the main advantages for, let's say, small charter schools, private schools, things along those lines, where maybe they're already dealing with minimal IT staff, or they've got a small environment that they're trying to manage, and doing it from all these separate platforms can be a bit overwhelming.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you feel like that's one of the main advantages for that?
When we came up with the Securely Safety OS, the idea behind it was specifically targeted towards small schools. Okay. I've been in education for 31 years. Half of my career was in schools that were under 1,000, or school districts that were under 1,000. So I have there's a place in my heart for small schools. And for Securely, that's important to us as well. I mean, we serve over 40% of U.S. schools, K through 12, have at least one of our products. Nearly 25% use our filter. But what's even more amazing, over 10,000 schools, small schools, public, private, and use Securely to some degree. So, small schools are a major part of what we do here at Securely. Talking about being at small schools, I can, and you mentioned something about wearing many hats. I can remember, talking to people that, they're the assistant principal, they're a part-time bus driver. They even do They may even be doing some IT stuff on the side. They're doing all types of things and trying to, for one person, that's very difficult. Whereas a large district has multiple people doing the same job. But what we know is that small schools have the same needs as large schools. They just don't have the same resources. So what we've done with the Securely Safety OS is we're going to be able to provide large scale support, but scale it to fit the small school needs and their budget.
Oh, that's a game changer for these smaller schools, because you're right, they do have the exact same needs.
Oh yeah.
And sometimes I think we forget that point. But so when I'm thinking about that and the multiple hats that they're wearing, you have instruction device management. So how does that bundle address kind of all of those needs in one place? That makes sense.
Yeah, it does. It does. Well, first off, let's start with the fact that all the products are together. One of the things that we have done at Securely is we have worked really hard to kind of connect our products. A lot of times, schools will purchase a filtering system. They'll have a classroom management they'll purchase from someone else. They'll have a digital hall pass. They'll have an MDM, all these places from different vendors. So what we have been able to do, and what we are working to do more and more, is to integrate our products so that they don't work in individual silos anymore, that they talk together. There's going to be some work. For example, our pass and our classroom product integrate. Our filter, our aware, and our classroom all integrate. We're doing more and more of that. Now, all of those integrate with our home and our reveal products. And so this integration allows, so if you've got that one person who's doing all these different things, they can go to one place and they can see everything that's happening there, how they're working together. And so that's very important. They don't have to go to multiple different places. The other thing that the fact that it's all under the single umbrella is that it's going to allow for easier deployment and setup. Once you begin rolling it out, you don't have to reinvent the wheel every time you want to implement a new feature, a new product. Okay, because we've already done the hard work. We've got you set up. Once we do it initially, we don't have to go through that all over again like you would if you went to multiple vendors. And another awesome thing about it is that the support, problems are going to pop up every now and then. So once again, you can go to one source for your support. And another thing, especially, of course, the people writing the checks at the district and at the school, they love the idea of, hey, I don't have to deal with multiple vendors. I can go to one vendor and take care of this all together. So we feel like all of that is going to help address some of the issues that these small schools face. And so once again, it's a major part of what we have put together with the SOS here.
I've been super excited and had massive amounts of incredibly positive feedback from our smaller schools, our charter schools and private schools, and all the different things that they have access to. And for me and my business, student safety and student wellness is just such a high priority. And when you guys incorporated that home piece, I thought, as a parent, and mine are grown now, but as a parent, I thought, how perfect, right? Because oftentimes the kids come home from school and you're like, how was your day? And they're like, oh, it was fine. You don't get the feedback that you might wish that you had, or they don't want you involved. And that piece of it I thought was really just a game changer. But one of the things that was on my mind too was that private schools aren't necessarily under the same compliance requirements as the larger schools, but they still need to be able to obtain funding for this type of a solution.
Right.
How does that piece of it work?
Well, you're right. They don't have necessarily the same requirements, but kind of goes to what you were talking about, safety and stuff. Regardless of if a school is a public or private institution, they all have the same fundamental responsibility, right? That's to provide a high quality education and to have a safe and secure environment for this to happen. And in today's complex landscape, you've got students facing challenges both in the physical and even more so in the digital world. right? And so when parents choose a school, they're entrusting administrators and staff to make sure that their children's intellectual growth, their emotional well-being, even their physical safety is being taken care of. And so the Safety OS bundle is specifically designed to meet that. We're going to, try to offer a comprehensive suite of all these tools to empower those schools so that they can, I guess, to proactively manage, the safety and wellness of the students. And if you can, by consolidating this into the single platform, we're going to offer high quality solution that's easily accessible for that one or two people that are having to do all the work, and make it affordable for all these small schools.
So how customizable is this from a school objective? So if they have maybe K through 8 in their building, or high school all under the same roof, which is somewhat typical for a smaller school or private school, how is the solution customizable for them to meet those needs?
Right. That reminds me of the last one of the schools I taught at. It was a very small school. Same thing. It was a K through 12 campus. I had little kids at the time, Karen, and it was kind of fun because I could see I was teaching seniors, and my little first grader would come walking by and say, "Hey, Daddy." So anyway, I'm sorry, but I did love that. So those K through 8 schools, I know it's a really unique setting with those kids there, and how you handle those seniors is going to be a lot different than you handle those kindergartners and everything in between. Yes, all of our products are going to be customizable. Okay, and even every campus within a district, every campus within a diocese or an organization, they're all different, right? But then even within the campus, there's, like you said, there's those little different groups. So you can customize, for example, our filter so that you can have an access plan that's designed for the secondary students, maybe the juniors and seniors. It's going to look different than what you would necessarily allow the younger kids to get into. So that's a great example of that. Our classroom product, being able to adjust, what URLs you're pushing out to students, and you can customize it so these URLs will be for this group of students and this will go to other students. All of that is easily done within our system. And across all of our products, you can customize those things.
And I think it's been very impressive to me that it actually is simple to use and simple to configure. It's not a very complicated process within there that people can become overwhelmed with. That's been a huge benefit for our schools that are using it. So if we've got schools that are already in place and they're juggling multiple vendors, multiple tools, what does consolidating to the Securely Safety OS look like in practice to the school? And how do they go about the process is, I guess, what I'm trying to boil my question down to, because it may look daunting to them, but it truly isn't.
No, it's not. And you're right. It can look. It's like that old saying. How do we eat this elephant? Well, it's one step at a time. Because you look at it, I just can't do that, right? And so, at a small school with those individuals that are having to wear multiple hats, we're going to try to provide two things for them. We've already talked about one. That we're going to provide a cheaper pricing. We're going to be able to keep the prices down with this bundle. What every school wants, they want to make sure whatever they buy that they have support. How is this going to work? So what we do when you decide to move forward with Securely and with our safety operating system, we're going to set you up with a support engineer. They're going to guide you through the entire implementation process and the training process. And by the way, that implementation and training, all of that is included in our cost. We don't charge extra for that stuff. So that's another huge thing. But you're going to have that engineer. He's going to guide you through. He's going to meet with you and we're going to walk through step by step what you need to do. And they're going to roll it out. Whether you use one of our products or you use the whole platform, they're going to roll it out in the way that fits you. Some schools like to, hey, we want to do all of it now. Let's roll out everything at once. Others say, you know what? we want to do one at a time, or we want to do these two right now. We're going to come back and add the next two products and features later. We will work through that with you. Then we're going to provide you training resources through live webinars, video tutorials, and then we even have what we call our Securely Learn webpage, which I'm really excited about that feature that we've provided everyone. You have the ability to go in, and you can watch videos, break it down by, I want to see, how does a teacher use the digital hall pass? How does an administrator use the Aware product? You can go in and watch videos, see different trainings, all types of stuff within that Securely Learn webpage. And then once we get you up and running, as maybe you have an issue, we realize that your time as an administrator is limited. And so we want to provide you can't spend all your time, hey, I've got an issue with my filter or my classroom product, that you can't spend all your time trying to run down the solution. So we're going to try to make it as simple for you as possible. So we provide you several different avenues to get that support. You can create a ticket, submit a ticket with our system. We provide email support where you could send an email to one of the persons. You want to talk to a person. You may just want to, I need to talk to a human being. You can call and talk to a person. We even have our AI-powered learning assistant. Sometimes, it may be something quick. You go on there, boom, ask the question. It's going to give it to you right there. And instead of waiting 3 or 4 hours for an answer from someone that you might, with some companies, you can get an answer quickly within just seconds there. What we also, we like to brag that even when people reach out and on these to our support team, within an hour, we're going to respond back to you. Okay, if not faster. And so, but we're on top of that to make sure that we're going to provide you all the support you need to be successful at your district.
That's very compelling. And to our listeners, one of the things that has been incredibly beneficial for me representing Securely and for our customers is when you hear Keith talk, as he was saying, he was a principal for many years, and many of the team members at Securely are former educators. So the tools and everything built within this product have influence and input and design from real educators who have been in your position, who have struggled with some of the same things you're struggling with. And these solutions are meant to make your school safer, make your life easier, and look out for your student wellness. And I think it's just an amazing package for these schools to consider.
Right. Well, and we're so excited to work with your team, Karen, there at SCT. Your dedication to providing what schools and school districts need across the board. It says a lot about your company. I love working with your reps. They're just they're down to earth. They care about their customers. They care about us as a company. And so we really appreciate that partnership, and we hope to keep doing this. And bring some really great tools and products to the schools and the districts that are out there. Thank you so much for letting us be able to work with you.
Thank you, Keith. And I'm to our listeners, Keith and I do similar recordings on a regular basis with different topics almost every time. So stay tuned for that. And if anyone would like additional information, please reach out to me. My contact information will be at the end. And Keith and I will walk through any of these solutions with you that you have an interest in. And we hope to hear from you. So Keith, thank you so much.
Oh, thanks again, Karen. We'll see you next time.
You got it.